Hi guys, you're with me here, and today we're gonna be talking about how to apply eyeshadow. I'm sure everybody has their own techniques on how to apply eyeshadow, but this is just my version and my tips and tricks on how to apply it and make it easier. So if you wanna know, please keep watching. I'm bringing you in closer so you can see exactly what I'm doing. And the first step that I usually do is to apply eyeshadow primer. And you can either use a specific eyeshadow primer like this. This is from Urban Decay. This is the primer portion. But I've recently liking this one more. This is from Lancome. It's called the La Base in the color Nude. It's almost the same as matte painterly paint pot. But I've just been liking this one. And what this is gonna do is to even out your eyelid and also bring out the color of your eyeshadow more. So what I usually do is just to apply it on my eyelid with my finger. Apply it up to the brow bone and all over the lid. And I like to use my finger for this just because I want to make sure that the product melts into the skin, and I like to make sure that it's all blended. After it's all blended, I like to usually just set it a little bit with powder, just because I want it to keep sticky but not too sticky that I cannot blend the other eyeshadow color. And I usually use this Essence Brighten Up banana powder, just in a small brush like this, and a little bit tap off the excess, and just tap on the lid. And that's it. Now there are two ways to avoid fallout. I usually just use my eyeshadow first and then apply everything before I apply my face makeup, just because it's easier to clean if there's a fallout and I don't have to mess up my foundation. But if you like to apply your foundation first, the thing that you can do is to use like loose powder like this and just kind of bake under the eye just a little bit, so whenever there's a fallout you can easily clean it up later. Just put a little bit like that. What this do is it's gonna catch the fallout, and whenever you're done with your eyeshadow and then you swipe it away, it will take the fallout and then it doesn't mess up your eyeshadow. Now we're gonna move on to the eyeshadow, and I usually use brush like this. And for this tutorial, I'm gonna be using this Tartelette in Bloom palette. And I've been liking this palette too. It has like all the good colors for if you like natural eyeshadow look. I usually start with the crease, and I usually choose this kind of color, just a light color like this. And whatever shadow that you use, I suggest that you choose matte color and non-shimmery or sheen, because I feel that shimmery eyeshadow on the crease is gonna make you look older and it doesn't look flattering. So for this video I'm gonna be using this one. It's called Sweetheart. It's kind of brownish pinkish color. I'm gonna tap a little bit on my brush and tap off the excess. And I usually just hold it right at the end, so your touch is gonna be light and it doesn't deposit too much color, because I want to build up the color little by little. Because it's easier when you build up the color little by little instead of just put a lot at first and then you have to blend. I mean, you still have to blend, but when you put a little bit, when you put little by little, it's easier to blend. I'm gonna start at the end of my eye going inward. And you want to make sure that you kind of close your eyes, or you're gonna look up so you can see all of the area on your eyelid. And I usually use like back and forth, just to make sure the color is blended. And I take it at the corner of my lid, just because that is the area that I want it to be kind of deeper. So the idea is to make this outer corner darker and gradiently move toward the inner corner. So that way your eyes is going to look bigger and not so close. Now for the other eyes, I usually use my right hand, and you just do like this. And you're gonna do the same. You're gonna start from the outer corner, deposit most of the color on the outer corner, and then move to your crease toward the inner corner. Once you're kind of happy with the color that you have, we're gonna move on to the darker color. Once you're happy with the crease color, we're gonna move on to the darker color. And I'm gonna be using this color called Rebel. And I'm gonna be using flat brush like this, because I find the flat brush like this is easier to work on the inner corner. Just tap a little bit, and don't forget to tap off the excess. And then you kind of concentrate it on the outer corner. And you want to kind of angle your brush like this, so the color can look like almost kind of winged eyeshadow. And for the outer corner, you want to kind of like tilt your head a little bit so you can see the area of your outer corner. And I want to start a little bit inside and not right at the end, because I want to blend the color right there. Because when you put your color too out of the outer corner, it can get messy over there. So I'm gonna put the color a little bit inside and just blend it outward and inward. And once I lay down my darker color, I like to have a clean fluffy brush like this, just to blend everything inside. And once I lay down my darker color, I like to have a clean fluffy brush like this, just to blend it all together. And I'm blending it inward because I don't want the color to go too far out. And I'm also blending it into the crease, just a little bit on the outer corner. And once I'm happy with it, I'm gonna be using the crease color again. And blend the crease some more. And I'm blending it into the darker color just to diffuse it a little bit. Now when you think you have too much eyeshadow on your brush, you can use a paper towel like this or just some kind of fabric just to wipe up a little bit of the color so you don't have too much on your brush. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna use this shimmery color. It's called Funny Gold. gonna be using it on the inner corner, and I usually just take a finger because I find that shimmery color like this is better when you use the finger. And I'm gonna use that clean fluffy brush again, just to blend the color together with the outer corner. Now for the other eyes, you're gonna want to do the same with the darker color. Just pick up the color and point your brush outward like that. And then blend, blend, blend. A little bit of that crease color just to diffuse it again. And the shimmery color, same thing with my finger. Apply it until the inner corner and then blend it. Now for the lower lash line, I usually use this kind of brush, flat, smaller brush like this, and I'm gonna pick up the darker color that we used called Rebel, just on the tip, tap of the excess. I use that just on the outer corner. You want to make sure that you look up when you do this, so you can access that part. When you're working on the outer corner, I suggest that you tilt your head a little bit like this so you can see the area better. And then after that, I'm gonna use that crease color on a pencil brush like this. A little pencil brush, pick up a little bit of the color and then blend it all over the lower lash line. You're also gonna blend it into that darker color that you put on the outer corner, just to diffuse it. And for under the brow bone, if I want to make it really sharp and really defined, I usually use my concealer and then just clean up under the brow bone. But if I want to be like more natural, I usually just use a color like this. It's called Charmer. It's kind of white color, and I don't usually like to use too shimmery on my under the brow bone, just because I don't find it flattering on me. So I just use this kind of color and pick it up on a fluffy brush like this. Don't forget to tap off the excess, just because you don't want the color to be too much. And you can just lay down the color like that. I will usually start from the outer corner, going inward. And you can even kind of pull it down a little bit into the crease color, make it more seamless and blended. Now for the under eyes, after you're done with all your eyeshadow color, you can just swipe it off with your brush. once you wipe it all off, you won't see any fallout sticking on your skin and ruin your foundation. So as you can see, once you wipe it all off, you won't see any fallout sticking on your skin and ruin your foundation. So that's kind of a good trick if you want to avoid fallout. But if you have dry skin like mine, it might feel uncomfortable if you leave your powder too long under your eyes. So I usually just use face spray like this, or you can use MAC Fix Plus just to spray on your face, and I leave it to dry a little bit. And I usually just use my beauty blender again just to blend under the eyes again to make it feel more comfortable. And that's it. I think the most important things when working with eyeshadows is to grab the product little by little and slowly build it up instead of grab a lot and make it harsh. Also, don't forget to tap off the excess just because you want to avoid fallout. And the last thing is you want to make sure that you blend your eyeshadow before you move on to another color, especially darker colors, just because you want to make sure that it's all blended and there's no harsh line. So that's all my basic tips and tricks on how to apply eyeshadow. And make sure you subscribe, like and share, and don't forget to ring the bell so you'll get notification whenever I upload new videos. I'll see you next time. Bye!